Hello everyone, Blades here. Hinterland have just released their November 2023 dev diary, which I'm assuming includes info on the new region and the new update that's coming before Christmas, apparently. I haven't seen this yet, let's check it out. Hello survivors, oh my god, I'm tired, okay, it's late. We're nearly finished with part 4 of Tales from the Far Territory, the paid expansion pass DLC for survival mode, so I thought you might be curious to know a bit more about what's being added in this new part launching early December. Oh, I'm excited. As outlined in my September dev diary part 4, which will be called Buried Echoes, there we go guys, Buried Echoes, we got a title, includes the next new region in the Far Territory, the Zone of Contamination. Wait, that's the name of it? It's a weird name. Contamination. Interesting. It's usually like, forlorn muskeg, forsaken airfield, mystery lake, it's usually like that. Like they take an adjective and put it before a noun and just go with it. Which the zone of contamination, what does that mean? The old Langston mine lies at the heart of the zone of contamination. Industrial pollution from decades-old mining operations leaving it a poisoned wasteland patrolled by toxic wolves. Wait, what? Toxic wolves. Wait, what does this mean? So we've got a new animal, basically. I'm assuming there's a new mechanic. If we have some kind of toxic wolves, right? That's interesting. I mean, it's not a new animal. They're still wolves, but you know what I mean. That's a whole new mechanic surrounding an animal. If that isn't just a visual thing, that sounds like a new mechanic. Featuring large... Hold up. It's a poisoned wasteland patrolled by toxic wolves, featuring large industrial remnants and hiding many hazards and mysteries. At its heart, an open pit mine scars the landscape, and deep inside its twisting tunnels, if you survive the poison gas, sits a room that holds many secrets. Ooh, so maybe more poison gas, like Blackrock? Potentially? I think so. I think that's probably what we're going to get, like more areas you got to run through. Interesting. I wonder if they're going to give us like a gas mask or something. I was wondering about that, like if we'd get some kind of oxygen equipment someday. The zone of contamination is the second of 3 large regions that make up the Far Territory. We're excited to see how you find it pairs up with the Forsaken Airfield, which we launched in part 1. This sounds like another difficult region. This is interesting. Like, is the Far Territory going to be 3 difficult regions? Maybe the third one will be an easy region. Maybe this one will have good weather, just got like toxic wolves and poison gas. Who knows? Oh my god, this is not what I expected. I expected a mine region. Did not expect this, what we've heard so far. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's concept art. I thought it was a screenshot for a second. That's cool though. So it's a toxic wasteland, basically. To go along with the mine theme, we've included a variety of new and useful gameplay tools. A respirator! What did I just say? I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right? It's like a gas mask. No way. I talked about this on stream because I was wondering if one day maybe they'll add like a huge mountain that's like bigger than Timberwolf, and like maybe like to get up it you need oxygen, and then I thought, oh, that could be used with the gas as well. Didn't think they'd add a new region with gas. I didn't think they'd ever add any kind of respirator or anything. That is super interesting. This is a big surprise because this was never mentioned in any kind of not patch notes, in any kind of what do you call it? When they told us everything that was coming, they didn't mention this. Crazy stuff. Okay, this is like April Fool's Day right now. Let's see. A respirator which, when worn, will protect you from poison gas you might find in the zone of contamination and eventually other parts of the Far Territory and Great Bear Island at large. Oh, interesting. So they're thinking of adding it. I mean, Blackrock. We know about Blackrock, right? So maybe they're going to add it in the 3rd region. Maybe they're going to add it to areas that didn't have it before. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. Maybe they're just talking about, it's open. They're open to adding it to future regions. Interesting. The respirator relies on consumable canisters to provide its protection, so keep an eye open for those as you explore the Far Territory. We're also adding chemical boots, which can protect you from toxic pools that pollute the zone of contamination. These pools are really hard on regular footwear. Nice, so they destroy your footwear. Interesting. Unless you wear the chemical boots, of course. And a hard hat that offers strong physical protection against head damage. Damage? What do they mean by that, though? Is it just going to be a defensive item? Is there going to be things falling from above? That's what I'm wondering about. Or is it just going to be a new item, a new hat that boosts your defense stat rather than your warmth? That's cool if it is, because, Some people like the vest, some people don't. Some people like, pick and choose their coat based on warmth. Some choose based on protection. So hard hat is just another option. I'm always up for more options. It's also a miner's coat and miner's pants, which make up a whole set of protective gear if you manage to find them all. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Protective gear. So I think they're just giving us more gear options, right? While exploring the zone of contamination, make sure you keep an eye out for the poisoned wolves that patrol the area. I am not looking forward to that, whatever the hell that's going to be. They are leaner than regular wolves and more desperate. Living around the toxic pools have left them poisoned themselves without much to eat, so they are more dangerous than usual. Their bite can leave you with the new poisoned affliction, so be careful when exploring the zone of contamination. I don't think any of us saw this coming. Wow, they kept this one bottled up, didn't they? Wow, okay, let's keep going. So far, really, we've only covered the new zone. Like, yeah, we've got a bunch of new mechanics here, but they're all based around the new zone. Let's see what else we get. Within the zone, oh, there's more. You'll also be able to start the second tale. There we go. Buried Echoes. Continuation of Signal Void, which we introduced in part 2. Buried Echoes adds another layer of mystery to the story of the mine workers, the security chief, and the enigmatic Rudiger. Buried Echoes present a story that goes in a somewhat unusual direction for the Long Dark. Buried Echoes presents a story that goes in a somewhat unusual direction for the Long Dark, and we're excited to see what you think. The tale and the new region also feature new music, which all add to the atmosphere of Part 4. And, as with Signal Void, there's a special gameplay reward to be gained for completing Buried Echoes. You have to get there to see what it is. And don't worry, the tale will be available in Interloper Experience mode. Yeah, I was one of the people who was pissed last time when they originally didn't include it, but they listened, and they added it to Interloper, and we're all happy. I think, oh, look, guys. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, we're going to get a date at the end of this, I bet. We're going to get a date, aren't we? Beyond the zone of contamination and buried echoes, Part 4 also adds a significant new gameplay tool, the Travois. A craftable, movable container. The Travois is constructed from saplings. Oh, those are maple saplings. Well, this is a different image, though, but in that other image, I was trying to figure out what they were made with. It seemed to me like it was a moose hide and a deer hide. Now I'm not so sure. That rabbit hide? No, right? That's too light. Oh, I'm not sure. We'll see. Constructed from saplings and other materials and allows you to drag a large amount of extra gear around with you. But keep in mind, you will make some compromises to movement speed while dragging the travois, and you can't take it everywhere. This will be things like, my guess is like up and down ropes. Obviously, it will be ridiculous to try and even consider taking up and down ropes. Maybe it'll be restricted like to certain slopes as well, like dragging it up a slight slope. Maybe certain slopes that you can walk up will be too steep to drag the travois. Who knows? Until we try it out, I just hope it's not janky. I hope it's not janky because that's something that's gonna be hard to program. Because like the player in this game, we all know as players that we get stuck on like little things on the ground sometimes. Imagine dragging the travois as well. So we'll see. I guess we'll see. But I'm super excited for this. In particular, I think it's just gonna be fun. Like when you're late into a run and you start doing these things like setting up bases everywhere because you're just looking for things to do. Building a travois in every region could be fun. Stuff like that. Extra tasks. The more we can do, the better, right? Depending on what you choose to load it up with, it can be a very effective wildlife attractant. Oh, so if you're using it to shift like a whole bear, like you kill a bear, you want to carry all the quarters or all the meat. It's going to attract predators. Makes sense. So be careful to stop and look around once in a while, lest a pack of hungry wolves or a bear sneaks up on you. Nice, nice. It's the perfect tool for moving large amounts of gear and items from one location to another when stocking up a new safe house or supply cache, or moving your main base of operations to a new region. I like this. This is good. This is good. As always, we don't want players who opted not to purchase Tales to feel left out. We've also included some meaningful free updates to the base survival game, which will be available to everyone who owns the Long Dark or Survival Edition. As we shared in the September Dev Diary, we finally managed to find a good way to add hand coverings in the game. Now what you see on your hands will reflect what you have equipped in your hand slots in the clothing menu. Same for the lower sleeves of whatever you are wearing on your arms. This is such a nice little change. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it does do a whole lot, if that makes sense. It's subtle, but the outcome is gonna be so nice. It's gonna feel good. Like when you first, let's say you just started a new run and you finally get some work gloves, and then seeing them on your hands, it's just gonna be like, yeah, I got the work gloves. Then when you finally craft like your rabbit mitts or whatever, it's gonna feel good seeing them on, rather than just in the menu, and it just looks nice. Same with the jacket sleeves as well. We're very happy with how this has turned out, and we feel it brings a whole new level of immersion to the Long Dark. Yeah, absolutely. We hope you agree when you get the chance to try them out. We've also added a whole new series of first-person harvesting animations. Oh, now when you choose to harvest a carcass for meat or other resources, you will see your hands involved with the harvesting action, as well as the tool you have chosen to harvest with. What? Wait, we're getting the picture? Not of the harvesting, this is the gloves, which we've already seen these images, but that is cool. It's another way that we're trying to always enhance the sense of immersion in the Long Dark. Yeah, we're so used to this game, so we don't mind, you know, the way it is currently. But this, seeing the player harvest the animals and stuff is gonna be so nice. It's gonna be so nice, rather than just like, you know, a circle appearing on the screen. We get to see some of the process. You'll also have the opportunity to use the new insulated flasks. This is what I'm interested in. How are these going to work? To let you store and keep liquids warm for longer. Perfect when you want to stack some warmth buffs for those long treks across the frozen wilderness. Right, yeah. Which we already do by chaining teas. This could make the game a hell of a lot easier, especially on Nogoa and any like no regen modes. So Nogoa, Deadman, As the Dead Sleep, stuff like that are going to become a lot easier if you can have a flask, but it depends on how balanced it is. Maybe the flask is heavy, maybe there's only one in the world, maybe they're not available in Interlope Loot. Who knows? Just keeping teas warm for a few hours would be a game changer for those modes. Absolute game changer. Anyone who's played those modes will know. The flasks come in a variety of colours and patterns. Oh, cool. So keep your eyes out open for them as you move through the world. Okay, so you can collect different ones. I like that. Finally, we've added a new... Scurvy. I said they should do this. I didn't actually say scurvy. What I talked about was like deficiencies, like vitamin D deficiency, for example. I was saying like maybe there could be like afflictions you can get when you've not eaten fish for a while, because it's the only place you're getting vitamin D from. Somebody else mentioned vitamin C, and they talked about I believe they talked about rose hips containing vitamin C. If I'm not remembering that, might be remembering that incorrectly, but I'm sure somebody said something like that in my chat. Certain foods will now provide you with vitamin C, and if you don't consume enough of them over time, you can develop scurvy risk, and then eventually scurvy. It's a horrible thing to contend with. Definitely something to keep an eye for on those longer running games. Yeah, this is really good. I wanted more complex diet and nutrition stuff. People say, oh, they like the simplicity, they don't want it to turn into green hell or whatever. I like this idea. I wish we had to balance the macros and get you all your vitamins and stuff like that. But looks like they've kind of gone that way with this. I think it's a great addition. They're not overdoing it. They're not overwhelming us with a brand new deep nutrition system, but just dropping the scurvy on us. I like it. I'm excited, guys. That mainly sums up the focus of part 4 of Tales, and we think it's a great way to end the year for the Long Dark. Yeah, I think so too. Last note I want to make is about the recent pop-up shop. Yeah, we know about this. Let's go through it anyway in case you guys aren't following. The recent Hinterland pop-up merch store. As many of you know, we closed our store in 2021 because of COVID, and due to overwhelming requests from the community, we decided to open it up just to clear out our old inventory in time for the holidays. We didn't anticipate the demand, and the pop-up shop, which we had planned to run for 3 weeks, sold out over 1,300 items in less than 3 hours. That's insane. Original plan was to use this to clear our stock to make room for a whole new line of merch items in the new year, but we know many of you didn't get the opportunity to purchase a Hinterland mug or a Jackrabbit hoodie. I wanted the Moose Kicks mug. I don't have a lot of money at the moment, but I was waiting. I was like, I'm gonna buy that in a few weeks, and of course everything sold out immediately. I like the Moose Kicks more than the Hinterland one. The Hinterland one was really popular. I'm not sure why. I guess because it's the same color as the coffee cup in the game, so that's kind of cool. But it's just got the Hinterland brand logo big, and there's nothing wrong with Hinterland, you know, but like I want Long Dark merch, not Hinterland merch, you know. No offense, Hinterland, we love you. So the coffee one for me, the Moose Kicks one, it's a lot cooler. And like everybody knows that feeling when you find a tin of Moose Kicks coffee in the game. It's a good feeling. I want that same instinctive reaction when I see the cup, you know. But yeah, that's just my opinion, of course. Are one of the fantastic Granted X Hinterland sweaters. So we're looking at restocking as much as we can for the new year, and our current plan is to sell many of these items along with the new items we'll be launching in the new year. I wonder what the new items will be. So if you missed out this time, you'll have at least one more opportunity to purchase some of this classic Hinterland or the Long Dark merch. If you want to keep up to date on these sales, we recommend signing up for the newsletter. That about wraps up. Oh, no date. Not yet. That about wraps up the November Dev Diary. Keep your eyes open for the release of Buried Echoes and the free survival update that comes at the same time. Early in December. Yeah, this usually is, isn't it? It's always early in December, right? You can expect a full narrated update video to launch with part 4, which go into more detail about each of the new additions to the game. Stay warm out there, Raphael. Well, there you have it, guys. We're getting Toxic Wolves. The store is reopening. The update's coming early December. New tail, scurvy, insulated flasks, gloves, first-person harvesting animations, the Travois, of course. Toxic Wolves is like blowing my mind. All this new equipment. The canisters, this miner's coat, chemical boots, hard hat, miner's pants, poisoned affliction. Guys, this is going to be a huge update. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the new update. Are you excited as I am? I hope so. Alright, thank you so much. Bye-bye.